When we go in the luxury market from, the stratosphere, as I like to say, back down to the hemisphere, what does that mean for agents and how they should be marketing?
Well, one of the biggest mistakes I make, this is just a tip, a great tip. When an agent sends us for a just listed postcard or just sold postcard, sold in one day, we send it back to them and say sold in less than 2 weeks. So right now, this is one of the biggest mistakes I always see when the market gets super hot. Is everybody wants to stand on the mountaintop and say I sold it in one day. Well, I do these seminars all over the world. And anyway, I'll ask this question in an audience and I'll say, all right, who sold the house in one day? And everybody raises their hand. And I say, great. Now tell me what the homeowner thought. Sold it too fast, not enough money. You got way overpaid for the amount of effort you put into this. Right? So if that's the thinking of our clients, let's be smart marketing. It's just as powerful to say sold in less than 2 weeks. Now, a little controversy here, right? It's a mindset, because then I think, oh, you spent time marketing my house and you got it sold in 2 weeks, which was great. This might be a little controversial. I've seen it I'm in the marketing world, and I think anybody that sold a house in one day might want to take a look at their marketing efforts. Because if it's supply and demand, and the demand is so high that you sold it in one day, how many other people are out there that maybe were on vacation that day and didn't get to see it? The moral of the story is, are you getting all of the offers that you could have? So I'm just going to leave it at that. And it's just my opinion, and it goes on and on and on. All right. As the market comes down off of this high, there are a couple of things which you just talked about. There's a couple of things that happen. When houses sell really quick, a lot of times the agents will stop marketing because they don't need to. I mean, they're just trying to keep up. The challenge they'll have when the market gets really hot, and I hate to say this, but if their administrative assistant is their marketing person, which that's a whole nother conversation. Now the administrative assistant is getting super busy because you're super busy. And guess what happens to your so-called marketing? It stops. Now the market starts to come down a little bit, just a little, like we're talking right now. And it will, my personal opinion, it will definitely come down through the fall into winter. I think spring is going to be, I think we're going to have another little uprise in spring. That's just my own personal economic, and I could be very, very wrong. And I'm not paid to say that. So when it comes, now that you've stopped marketing and it's come down, what'll happen is let's say you were selling 10 houses a year and now all of a sudden you're only selling 8, right? So, but you've stopped your marketing. That 8's going to drop to 6 or 5 or 4 because you're out of touch and out of mind. You're out of sight and out of mind. And so now you've got to come, what typically happens is that agents get really busy, they stop marketing, and then they get less busy.
Yeah.
And then they start marketing and the business picks up. And their whole career, I've seen agents for 20 years, their whole career is just this, up and down.
Well, and I'll tell you, David, I mean, giving an agent a break here, right? That is actually the most typical way anyone in the professional services arena markets, because they get a little nervous that they can't deliver. And they take their foot off the gas from a development standpoint, and you get caught wrong-footed on that. It's not a good thing.